Good morning. It's Tuesday morning. It's week one of the course. So I'd just like to welcome you to Native American Literature in the online format at MATC this spring 2016. I think the course number, if I'm not mistaken, is like 62947. Sorry, I don't have my computer opened up here in front of me to uh, take a look at it, but I'm pretty sure the course number is 62947. But, you know, if, if you're not supposed to be enrolled in Native American Literature, now's a good time to drop. But it's week one of the course. Week one's always fun. This is kind of our, first of all, this is a Tuesday announcement. You can look for this Tuesday announcement, obviously, every Tuesday morning. I'll usually put something like this together sometime on a Monday, maybe sometimes on a Sunday, just depending on how quickly I've been able to get at and look at your work for the week. My main goal is to just kind of keep you guys on par for the course with these announcements, just keep you moving forward. If there's any general sort of announcements or general things that I wish to address, I'll do them in this Tuesday announcement. These will not be in any way, like a lecture. There will be no lecturing in this course. We're going to be really sort of textually driven, and really assignment driven. And there will be some documentaries, films, stuff like that you'll take a look at. But it's not like a face-to-face course. So, you're not going to be having a lot of, content delivered to you like definitions and this kind of stuff. We're going to really take a strong focus upon the literature. And I think you'll see some pretty predominant themes sort of start to develop. Like for this first week, we're going to be, and it's, if you're ever confused in any way, if you open the assignment, for each week, at the top of the assignment, there'll be a basic theme for this week. I think for this week, it's basically authenticity and identity. We'll be talking about quite a bit in this course, a pretty strong foundation as to what we mean by a tribal identity, what we mean by a tribally specific identity. We oftentimes, I'm not going to say that this thing called the Native American doesn't exist, or this thing called, I'll certainly say that something called Native American culture doesn't exist. But Native American cultures and tribal communities do exist. And I want you to pay kind of special attention there as to where I spoke in the plural. There is no large monolithic thing known as Native culture. You basically, we're only going to be looking at maybe 4 or 5 different tribes throughout the course of this semester. There's 562 federally recognized tribes right now. And even that's a problematic statement. Federally recognized tribes mean tribes that, for whatever reason, because of their geographic space, their size, their political power, at some point in time, the U.S. government decided to sign a treaty with them. And so it established a relationship with the U.S. federal government that was a treaty-to-treaty relationship, a government-to-government relationship, a nation-to-nation relationship. So that established what's known as federally recognized tribes. There's probably, in terms of communities, there's thousands. At the first contact with Europeans, if we want to choose the date that a lot of people seem to go with, which is 1492 or so, or even the 16th century with the British, you're talking, no one knows for sure, but probably well over 1,000. And language families, distinct language families. So to try to take all of that in a very short expanse period of history, 500 and some odd years of colonial history, and settler colonial history, and we'll talk about settler colonialism a little bit in the course too, and what I mean by that, to try to compress all that down and to suddenly say there's something called Native American culture, that serves the settler, that serves the non-tribal person, that serves to make it easy for people. It's simple. If I just refer to you all as one thing, then I don't have to recognize your difference. I don't have to deal with you differently. I can treat you all as one thing, and then I can represent you in any way, and I have the power to represent you in any way that I so choose, and then I can denigrate or I can exoticize you. I can put you on a pedestal and worship you as the greatest thing that, the greatest culture that ever walked the face of the earth. I can turn you into some eco-loving, tree-hugging, native community who lived one with nature. I can demonize you, or I can exoticize you, and I do that first and foremost by making it really simple and referring to you as this simple sort of label as Native American. That's the kind of stuff we'll be talking about in this first week. You'll be reading some work by Leslie Silko, a work by Simon Ortiz. You'll also be looking at a piece by Vine Deloria. You'll be looking at Horace Miner's piece. You'll be looking at a piece by David Troyer. A lot of the people we're going to read, you're going to be reading short articles and essays for this week. We won't be reading literature, but I consider it all sort of literature. So when you read these guys and these women, these tribal people, always pay attention to sort of what tribe they're from. It matters, right? I was raised up in Dallas, Texas. I'm affiliated with the Cherokee Nation of Oklahoma. So by that nature, that means that I view the world slightly differently than maybe someone from Leech Lake, Minnesota, or someone from Bad River, from the Lake Superior band of the Bad River band of Lake Superior, Chippewa, or something up in the northern part of the state. Not to say that we don't have shared experiences, but our experiences are also radically different. So you'll be reading, so pay special attention to the writers that we read. I'll always sort of identify them by tribe, and I think that sort of matters in a way. Because the difference is very subtle, but there is a distinct difference. And certainly there'll be a difference in the types of stories that we tell and the types of literature that we're reading. It's a broad survey course. You'll be reading a lot of different genres of work: autobiography, short story, autoethnographic fiction. You'll be reading a couple of novels. You'll also be reading a long poem by Simon Ortiz at the end of the semester. You'll be watching a couple of films. You'll be reading secondary articles. The vast majority of everything we read will have been written by people from tribal communities here in the United States. And it's going to be the broad sort of spectrum of writers. We won't be getting into this sort of, this is, like I said, a survey course, so we'll be reading quite a bit from the canon, what's known as the canon of Native American literature, which is the broadly established authors. And most what we know today to be Native American literature began in like 1967. I was born before that. Most of you guys weren't, but I was born before that. So it hasn't been around that long. Not to say that there hasn't been different forms of literature, oral literature, other ways of storytelling, but to be writing in print and to be writing in English and to be adopting something called the novel, a lot of that really hits the map with a guy named N. Scott Momaday, who wrote a book called House Made of Dawn, won the Pulitzer Prize for fiction in 1967. We won't be reading Momaday, but we will be reading another author from out that way called Leslie Silko. So first of all, just have fun with the course. You do the work, you'll succeed in the course. You don't do the work, you won't succeed in the course. I can't make it any more simple than that. I designed the course so that you'll be writing journals, you'll be writing discussion board pieces, and you'll be reading on your own and answering to some prompts. You'll write 4 short, informal response papers and 1 final essay. You do the work, you'll be okay. You don't do the work, you're going to get, you'll fall behind. Take a look at my late work policy. I'll accept late work. Online courses have a way of snowballing. What else do I want to say? Every week, check in. Every week, your assignments will post on Tuesday morning. By the time you wake up, sometime after midnight, I'll release the assignments every 11:59 p.m. on a Monday. All assignments will sort of be released. Everything will be due by 11:59 the following Monday. If you're going to be late, send me an email, let me know, and give me a date when you'll have the work done. We won't have any problems. Don't fall behind. Any questions at all, take a look at the syllabus. You got a skills quiz that you should have already done. You should have introduced yourself to the class. Take a look at the syllabus. If you have any questions at all, any trouble navigating Blackboard, any kind of issues whatsoever, be sure to go to the I Need Help forum first. I'm subscribed to that, so I'll get the email pretty quick. I do check emails often. I will reply relatively quickly, certainly within 24 hours, probably before that. What else do we say? Have fun with the course, man. Just have fun. Don't stress. Don't. I want you to have fun, and I want you to experience Native literature for maybe the first time in your life. I don't want you to be afraid to say what it is you're thinking. I don't want you to hold back. I want good discussion. You can say anything you want to in the world to me, about Native folks. Believe me, I've heard it all. And be brutally honest with yourself and be brutally honest with your classmates. And, have fun and enjoy the class and learn to learn. Set the grade aside, man. Just set the grade aside and let's have fun with the course. All right. Any questions at all, let me know. If not, I'll connect back with you next Tuesday morning. Good luck. It's first week. Have fun. Enjoy and stay warm. Yeah. Okay. Watch out.